Hello, welcome Tusk Rec Soccer parents. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm really excited about starting this season and just want to thank you for choosing Tuscaloosa United and Para. My name is Barry Spitzer. I'm the executive director of Tuscaloosa United Soccer Club. A little bit about myself. I've been coaching soccer for a little over 37 years, 20 years at the college level. Started the Sanford program, coached at Wallace State for 9 years, coached at a NAIA Division I level, coached junior college as well, and just kind of working my career, and then decided to coach youth soccer and come to Tuscaloosa. But one of the things, a little bit about my background too, is I've done a lot in coaching education, a grassroots instructor for the United Soccer Coaches Federation, and also as well, done a lot of continuing education in youth development with Tovo Academy and World Football Academy, which I'm very excited about, and seeing a lot of success with our youth programs using that, implementing that knowledge. But a lot of people ask me, why'd you leave college coaching and come to a club? Well, when I was coaching college, there's just players that just couldn't make decisions, and just there was a lot lacking from their game. And I thought, instead of complaining about this, I should fix it. And the best place to fix it is in youth development. And moving back to Alabama, I saw a great opportunity with Tuscaloosa, and to have a really big impact. And we've had a lot of growth, and I see a lot of even more growth potential here in Tuscaloosa County. I've been here for a little over 2.5 years with the club, and we've had about a 51% increase rec academy competitive across the board. So it's really exciting to see that growth, and I think we can grow even bigger. This season, we have over 620 registered rec soccer players, and another 100 or so in the competitive arm. Last fall, we had 1,100 registered soccer players rec through academy, through competitive and adult. So that was really exciting this fall, and I can see a lot of growth coming our way. But our mission, at Tuscaloosa United is to provide, players here in the Tuscaloosa County the opportunity to reach their highest potential based on each player's ability, goals, and motivation. And I really believe in this because it covers everything. And that, if they just want to learn how to play soccer and play with their friends, we're here to help them. If they want to, make their high school team or maybe go off and play college soccer, we will help them do that as well. And then, maybe there's a few out there that can reach the professional rank one day. That'd be exciting. But if a player played with the club, played high school soccer, and then say 10 years, 15 years down the road, came back to me and said, "Hey, coach, I want to be a youth soccer coach and help out the club," that is a big win in my book. That I will take all day long and really appreciate, because that means that we've helped increase the love of the game. So the mission at Para is to enrich the community through exciting recreational cultural opportunities. And certainly I think our mission and the club fits in with that. A lot of people ask me about, we're a club and what's the difference? And well, there's a league and there's clubs, and Para hosts a lot of leagues, and leagues are great. And leagues usually are just about a sport, and teams come to play each other. They make the team, they play. They compete. That could be recreational all the way up through professional sports. Where the club differs just a little bit is that we're here for sort of the common interests of growing the sport, and with a big emphasis on the development of the player. And part of my job, I feel, is also the development of coaches, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. So that's the big difference of a league is just teams coming together, playing, where the club is still teams coming together and playing, but we're also focused on the development of the player with inside the sport. And so you have our sort of our structure here. We've got recreational soccer, which is the the 3-year-old through the 18 and adults, play intramural within the club, led by volunteer coaches. So it's that grassroots sort of entry level on players. But right here, it's interesting. This season, we're starting something new. We've got the Rec Challenge League. We're calling the RCL with the U7, U8 group playing playing a little bit more competitive, and coaches that have been veteran coaches with the club who want to become better coaches and learn a little bit more about the game and how to coach. So we've kind of, they're a little bit separate from that, but they're still within that recreational part, sort of the bridge to academy. And what academy soccer is those players that have identified themselves as they want to get better. They want to learn more about the game. They might want to compete at a higher level. And so we've got a little bit more highly trained coaches. I call them staff coaches in our organization. They travel a little bit further, play clubs, outside clubs, and that's the age 8 to 10-year-olds. And then as those players identify themselves, want maybe to be a little bit more competitive and travel a little bit more, then we have our 11 through 18 competitive players, and they travel statewide, all the way up to Huntsville, to Mobile, to Auburn, Opelika, anywhere in the state, and play against other clubs. So, we're looking to build a stronger culture here at Tuscaloosa United, all the way through rec, academy, and competitive. And the philosophy that I've brought to the club is the grassroots philosophy. And at the grassroots level, children learn and develop their full potential through game-like experiences in an enjoyable environment that supports individual growth. And so we want these kids out there playing. You can see these pictures of rec soccer players and juniors and our competitive teams. I'm really proud of our competitive teams. This past fall, we won 5 state championships. So just very, very proud of them in different age groups. We talk, the grassroots philosophy, we talk about in a fun environment. Well, how do kids have fun? Well, you look at the fun integration theory. It's 81 factors, 11 categories. Those factors are, number one, getting compliments for the coaches. So just a positive environment, catch them doing something good. So you as parents, if you can catch them doing something good, that's the key. There's plenty of mistakes in the game of soccer, but let's catch them doing the right thing and playing well during games. I think it's really interesting to ask players, how'd you do? And they'll come up with their stories and tell you about the different parts of the game that they thought they did well from their perspective. And it's very interesting to encourage them in that. And then, of course, there's the end of season parties and practicing with specialty trainers and just being active and fun and running around with their friends and having a well-organized practice. And what we're going to talk about in a minute, because I have a feeling there's a few of you out there in this audience that might take that jump into helping us coach this spring. But what's interesting is in this research, winning came in 30th. Now, the game is to be played to win. You play the game to score more goals than your opponent. But as I said, as a club, our focus at this age group, especially rec soccer, is for development and just getting them to love the game. I'll say it now, and I'll say it again. If these players go home during the days they don't have soccer and they go out to their neighborhood and get their friends and go play soccer in their backyard, then that's a win for me. And that's exactly what we're after. So a little bit about age groups. U.S. Soccer and our club determine age groups by birth year. So we're in that 2021, 2022 season. So their birth year determines which age group they're in. And we go so under 10, under 11, under 12, and so forth. So it's not by their class grade in school, but by their birth year. So our ages U5 through U8, they play 4v4. This is all about they're playing with the ball and the ball's playing with me, and they're playing with their friends. Hopefully we can get them to understand that. Before I forget, we will, if you have any questions, just ask them in the chat. We're monitoring that. We'll try to answer any of those at the end, but of the slide deck. and everything. And then we are going to send out meeting notes tomorrow. So don't worry about if you miss something. I'm sorry, we're going to send it out Thursday. So if you miss anything, don't worry, we will send out meeting notes Thursday. So as I was saying, with the U5 through U8, the ball's playing with me and I'm playing with the ball, and hopefully we can get them to learn that they're playing with their friends, and they start to maybe spread out and start to be able to shoot and pass and work a little bit as a small unit. But they practice Tuesdays and Thursdays, and at Sokol Park, those practice times for the U5, U6 is 5:45 to 6:30, and then the U7 and U8 is 6:45 to 7:30. And Bobby Miller is just a little bit different because our field layout's a little different there. So U5 through U8 is all at 5:45 to 6:30. And of course, we start February 22nd, just next Tuesday. And so their games, when games start, will be the same time as their practice time. And so they'll be practicing Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we have the Jamboree. And the Jamboree is on a Saturday, and everybody will come up to Sokol Park and we'll play games that Saturday. It's sort of a practice game, we'll say, just everybody get their nerves out and play and have fun. And then for the rest of the season, they'll practice on Tuesday and then play their games on Thursday. And then we've got awards day, the last day of the season, which is a Saturday, and they'll play at Sokol Park that day as well. And then we've got the rec ages U9 through U12. So now, we're playing with our friends, and we start to learn that we're playing with a team. The U9 through the U9, U10 play 7v7, which is 6 field players and 1 goalkeeper. And then the U11, U12 play 9v9, which is 8 field players and 1 goalkeeper. And so they practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And the U9, U10 group is going to practice from 5:45 to 6:45. And the U11, U12 will practice from 7 to 8. And of course, that starts the same day, that February 22nd. And then their games are going to be Saturday mornings. I think they have one Thursday game during the season. And we'll talk about that too, as well, about with the schedule. So, as they're playing and learning to play with their teammates and play as a team, we start creating a little bit more tactical situations of 2v1s and maybe a little bit of pressure cover balance, learning how to defend. Stuff that I don't want to scare you away with terms as coaches, but we've got a lot of fun games that help teach that without even knowing you're learning it. And then the rec age U13 through U18, and I'm really excited about this group. When I first came here with this program, we had about 20-ish players in it. It was just pool training, and then they would kind of form teams once a week and play. But this year we've got almost 40 kids in the program. We've got 4 people ready to be coaches. So that first week we're going to just kind of play and be evaluated, and the coaches will make teams, nice even teams, so that all those games are 2-1 or 5-4 or 6-6. So that will be their first week. It'll be just a little bit different, and then they're going to practice and play Mondays and Wednesdays, and they'll go from 7 to 8 p.m. and that starts on a Wednesday, February 23rd. So uniform and equipment. So everybody needs a soccer ball. So the U5, U8 group, you'll need a size 3 soccer ball, and then that U9 through U12, you'll need a size 4. And then the U13 plus, you'll need a size 5 soccer ball. And then, of course, it's good to bring water and wear comfortable clothes. Shin guards are a must to have. Soccer socks, and we say soccer socks, we just want socks that are going to cover the shin guards. So the shin guards go underneath the socks. And then soccer cleats, a little bit different than baseball and football cleats, and safer for the soccer environment. So we encourage you to wear those. And then we're going to, of course, give everybody 2 jerseys, a home jersey and an away jersey, and for that. So we're still looking for a few more coaches. So out at Bobby Miller, we need a couple more U5, U6s, and we need 3 more U7, U8s. And then at Sokol, we need a few more coaches there, 2 U6s, 2 U7s, 3 U8s, and 1 U11, U12. So everybody's, wondering, when are we going to know our team's coach? Who's our coach? Well, this is sort of the holdup. So our goal is to get teams made and get that all out to you by 10 a.m. Monday. But the sooner we can get some of these coaching slots filled, the more I'll be a little bit more comfortable with that, sending those out. But that first day of practice, February 22nd, over at Bobby Miller Fields, what we're going to have is the U5 through U8. Since we don't have all those coaches yet, we'll hope we'll fill that before then. But if we don't, we're going to have a meeting, just a little huddle on field 3, and Coach Brandon's going to organize you guys there. He's the rec coordinator for Bobby Miller. He'll organize you guys, get practicing. We'll identify all the coaches we need, and then we'll split up into teams. And then the U9, U10, and the U11, U12 group, you'll go straight to your soccer field on your practice times. You'll get all that information on the Monday. So here's your field, and as I said, field 3, we'll just do. Everybody will U5 through U8. You'll meet there, and Coach Brandon's going to organize you. So Coach Nick Maltz is the rec coordinator over at Sokol North, and on that first day, February 22nd, you're just going to go straight to your field. Everybody will receive their teams, like I said, by Monday 10 a.m. And it'll have your coach and your field number and and also have your practice times. And just go straight to your field. We'll of course be at the front gate at the table to answer any questions, but go straight to your field. And then so the front table will be right here. So now I know that in this group there's at least 2 more coaches, maybe even 3. I can just feel it. But one thing I want to do is show you how easy this is, even if you have never coached before. I'm going to share my phone. Just give me a second. Okay. So the Mojo app. It's really, really simple. So what we're going to do is, you've got your teams. I have a bunch of different teams. We have my team. I want to add a team. I know I said this is easy. Create a team. Here we go. So soccer team, and I'm going to coach 6 to 7-year-olds. And I've got 8 of them on my team. My practice is 45 minutes long. Experience is beginner. Don't have a child on the team, and don't worry, there's no cost. This is something else. I'll talk about that in a second. And we get to our created my team. It's got my practice. Practice on this Wednesday just to confirm it. So now I have a practice. Tag gives me a description, what I need, my setup, what to expect, coaching tips, the activity itself, how to make it harder, how to make it easier, how to change it up, and a nice little video how to do it.
Yes, you heard us. It's tag. Win the soccer ball, and it helps players develop their agility. Use more angular space. Here's how it looks. Players run around trying to tag other players. If a player gets tagged, and 5 toe taps on the ball to get back in the game. Tell players to keep count of how many tags they get.
You get the idea, and then here we've got race cars. Gives me a little diagram, same thing, what I need, set up, everything, a video. Maybe Flying Numbers. That's like probably one of my favorite games. I think we do that almost every session of soccer camp. But that's a great game for kids to learn and have fun with the game. But let's say I don't really like race cars and I want to do something to do with, let's say, passing. And I can do passing things. Oh, we'll do gate passing. I can replace the activity. And maybe I want to do gate passing before I do tag. And I want to do that for 15 minutes and this only for 5 minutes. And then we save it. So it's that easy. At the end of the practice, you say whether the kids liked it or they didn't like it, and then the app learns from what you're doing. You can always kind of create your own, but it is a great resource that we have at our fingertips. So. Okay. Share my presentation again. But so you know that the app is free. Everything that I just showed you on that app is free. One thing I didn't show you was the chat feature. You can send invites to your team, and then you as the coach can chat with the team and remind them of things. Your parents can ask you questions through the chat. It's a great feature they've just added. You can share the practice plans with your team before they get to practice, so they know what you're going to do and can get ready to have some fun. But all that is 100% free. The only part of the app that charges anything is for the parents if you wanted to do the at-home activities. There's a fee for that. But full disclosure, I make zero from Mojo. I'm just a really big fan of theirs. We use the app with our summer camps and everything. So it's just a great resource. So so I encourage you, if you even have the hint of wanting a coach, we'd love to have you email me or email Nick, and we will help you get set up to coach. So COVID guidelines. We follow all the national, state, and local guidelines, the Alabama Soccer Association guidelines. Right now, it's a 5-day quarantine if you've been exposed or test positive, and then a 24-hour period of being symptom-free. And of course, if you talk to us about that, we will always keep your information confidential. So field status. So bad weather. We will always try to let you to cancel. If we're going to cancel, we'll cancel. Excuse me. We will cancel by 4 o'clock. So also that being said, if schools let out early or something like that, because of weather, we will follow what schools do. And so we use the one call system. And what we do there is it's a system where we put all your phone numbers in. We can send out a blast where there's a voice that comes on and gives you the message of the field closure. That phone number is the Belk Activity Center. So I encourage you to save that in your phone. So when you get that call, you're not wondering who it is. Another great feature of this is being able to opt into text alerts. So you just text alert to the 22300 number. And so Monday, you'll probably get an email from me that says, reminds you of what our weather policy is. And once I send that email out, that means that that's sort of my signal that everybody's in the one call system, and you certainly can then text them, and it'll associate it with the profile that I put in for you. We also announce the field closures on Facebook. What we don't do is announce that we're still open. So if it's drizzling and we're going to go ahead and play soccer, practice or game, we don't announce that we're still going to play. We only announce when we're not going to play. Okay. So important dates, February 22nd, our first practice. I am looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing everybody out there. And March 5th is our Jamboree. It's sort of that practice game I mentioned earlier. Then March 12th through the 19th is spring break, so there's no practices or games. Then April 10th is Tuscaloosa United Soccer Club at Legion FC up in Birmingham. Excited about that. We'll get you more information a little bit closer to that date. And then May 12th, just so everybody kind of has this on their radar, is a Thursday game night. So we'll have a game on that Thursday and that Saturday for those 77 and 9B9 teams. Right now, all the game dates for all the groups are on the website, except for U13 plus, and that's and that you'll get from your coaches. But May 14th is Awards Day, and that's the last game of the season at Sokol Park. So frequently asked questions. What most people ask me, hey coach, when am I going to know my team and what my coach is and where my practice field is? So by Monday 10 a.m. you'll have your team and your coach and what practice field you'll be on. The sooner we can get all those coaching spots filled, the sooner we can make teams and get that out to you. Worst case scenario, we don't have a coach, then I'm going to have to come to that field and ask your players which parent of theirs is the one that should be coaching. And my experience is usually all the kids raise their hands. So hopefully we'll fill all those spots before then. But and then check-in process, well, there isn't one. Go straight to your field. The only thing is those U5 through U8 at Bobby Miller. You'll have that little huddle with Coach Brandon on field 3. And then jerseys. Currently, we're in the process of folding and sorting and 1,200 jerseys getting ready for you guys. So we will give those out the week before the Jamboree. And then the game schedule with your opponent and your game time and field number and everything will be out the week before the Jamboree as well. Then, as I mentioned, our weather policy will let you know by 4 o'clock. And we'll use the one call system to notify you of any cancellation. Some great resources. Of course, our website has a lot of information, important dates, things you need, the game dates and so forth. Facebook, we do a lot of announcements there. Then you've got soccerparenting.com, and I love to watch you play. Great youth youth soccer parent resources. The number one thing that I ask parents to do is when their player gets in the car and they're driving home from practice or a game is to say, I love to watch you play, and then listen. I think it's really a helpful way to encourage them to play and do their best. Another good resource is the pandemicparent.org, kind of helping us out through these times, and of course the Mojo App. Another great resource. And our priorities here at Tuscaloosa United is safety, fun, and the development of the game, and of course growing the love of the game. And that's certainly, as I said before, if kids go home and they're playing soccer in the backyard, I count that as a win. So if any questions, Nick, that I need to help you with on the chat?
So we have a question from, hold up real quick, from Nicholas E. He said, what time are the Saturday games for U5, U8?
So the U5, U8, they'll have 2 games on Saturdays, the Jamboree and the in Awards Day. And we're looking at, I think we talked about doing 8:30, 9:30 game times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that? So the U5, U6 will probably go at 8:30, and then the U9, U10 will go at 9:30. It's normally what we do.
And for U5 and U8, or U5 through U8, those are only going to be twice during the season. They'll have games on Saturday. It's just for the Jamboree and for Awards Day. So.
And then their games on Thursdays will be their practice time. So if you're practicing at 5:45, your game will be at 5:45.
Michelle asked a question: are practice locations assigned by where families live?
So if you're talking about Sokol or Bobby Miller, it's wherever however you registered. So if you registered for Sokol, then your practice will be at Sokol. If you registered Bobby Miller, your practice will be at Bobby Miller. So U5, U6, and U7, U8. So for example, those Bobby Miller players, they'll play all their games and practices at Bobby Miller except for the 2 Saturdays at Sokol. And then the Sokol players of that age group will have all their practices and all their games at Sokol. But the best thing to do is to log into, if you can't remember which location you registered for, just log into your Para Household account and you can pull up that receipt to see which age group and also which location you signed up for.
Let's see. We'll go one. Chris F asked for U11, U12 at Thomas practice. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
and when I send out team stuff, you'll get that information. Again,
all right.
So, what age group was that again, Nick?
U11, U12.
Oh, okay. So there you go.
That's for Sokol. I'm not too sure about Bobby Miller, but
so U11, U12 for Bobby Miller would do 7 to 8 as well.
okay. And then Heidi asked if they were to, if anybody was to volunteer coach, do they need to buy gear / equipment?
Oh, thank you for asking that question. And I wish I had said something. No, we give you cones, we give you pennies, and that's pretty much what you need. Is some cones and some pennies, and the kids will have soccer balls, and I certainly have some soccer balls that I think we're going to try to give to coaches as well to have a few extra.
And then Everlyn asked, what happens if their son misses the practice day? You'll be fine. It happens, So I wouldn't worry about that too much.
Don't worry about that. We have some kids that play soccer and baseball, so they might miss a practice. But our instructions to coaches is that this is rec soccer. This is for kids to learn and love the game, and every kid should be playing at least 50%. And if a kid can't make it to a game, they still play.
And then Ali asks, is it possible to change the practice locations that we choose before? So I guess if you chose Sokol,
if you I'm gonna think if you signed up for the wrong place, email me ASAP. Email me as soon as you get off this, your child's name, and where you are and where you want to be, and I will change that tonight. So, good questions. Thank you for that equipment question. That's helpful. I feel like I got 4 coaches out of this tonight, Nick, at least.
That's good. We need them.
So I promise you, Nick will be at the fields. I'll be at the fields. I'm going to try to have some other staff coaches wander around and help coaches out. But it's easy, as I just said, with that Mojo app. You put the activity out there, the kids learn. You're really there to guide them to have fun, and the learning is done through the activities. So don't be afraid to coach. Any other good questions out there?
That seems like it's it for right now.
Okay. Again, safety, fun, development, loving the game. And I just wanted to thank you. And I'm just looking forward to a great season and looking forward to seeing all your kids play. Again, we'll send out notes on Thursday. And so if you missed anything, it'll be in that. And then also we'll get your team stuff out to you Monday by 10 a.m.
We just got another question from Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Their resource for the basic rules of soccer, things like goalie boxes and offsides, maybe an easy way to learn.
We send out with the game schedule. We send out the rules of the Tuscaloosa United rules. So for 4v4 or 77-99. There are some resources out there that, talk a little bit about offsides and stuff, and we'll try to, I guess, Nick, let's write that down.
Yeah, I believe U.S. Soccer, if you go on their website, you can take like the intro coach class. I believe they go through that, and this is free.
Yeah, the U.S. Soccer Learning Center has the grassroots courses. So as I said before, I'm a grassroots instructor. There's online courses and there's in-person courses. There's a free one that's maybe 20-25 minutes long, if that. And you get some great resources with that. If you decided you want to coach and you were going to coach 4v4 or 77 or something like that, the online stuff is really good to kind of get an idea, a visual idea of how to organize practices and sort of what to expect with the kids. But also on that website, there's some simple like offsides and some simple rule stuff as well. So I'll try to find some good links and put them in the notes as well. Thank you. Okay. Think we're good. If you think of something afterwards, shoot me an email, shoot Nick an email. I don't know if Brandon's on still, but him as well. And we're happy to help. And again, we're looking forward to a great season. Look forward to seeing you guys play. Have a great night.